Say, hello everybody, welcome to the Oakland Fire Station. I appreciate everybody coming down here. I don't think we have a lot of new faces, but hopefully we're going to give you some information that you may not have had before sitting down here with us tonight. I want to introduce myself. My name is Gary Glenn. I'm the town manager. I've worked for you as a public servant since 1999. 15 years have been for the Oakland Police Department, and the last 4 years here as the town manager in the town of Oakland. Back in 2014, I was kind of given the task to look at these facilities that we have in the town of Oakland and see if there was something we could do about them, because they were just basically falling down. So we looked at a church over on Church Street, the Catholic church over there. We found that the condition of the building and the amount of money that it was actually going to take to retrofit that so that we could use it was absolutely out of our wants of spending that kind of money on an old building. So what I did was I kind of put together a committee, and that committee's here tonight, most of them anyways. They've been with us since 2014. They successfully planned the police department. That project came in at a top price of $1.05 million. We actually came in at $57,000 under the budget on that. We had a TIF in the ground. It was a TIF district that involved a gas pipeline, and we were able to offset the cost of the mortgage on that project with the TIF revenues that we were able to generate. So what I like to do is I'd like to have our facilities committee introduce themselves and let you know a little bit about themselves, and we'll move from there. Kelly, why don't we start with you?
Kelly Pitimishu, been an Oakland resident for about 45 years now. Work at RSU18 as the accounting coordinator. I have two girls, one's in college, one's at the middle school. Husband Earl works at Colby.
And Kelly's one of the original committee members.
Yeah,
thank you, Kelly.
Here
She's one of our finance experts. Eric?
My name is Eric Sharp, Oakland resident, almost 14 years now. Was with the Concord, New Hampshire Fire Department for 28 years. Moved to Maine because of a woman. I'm now very happily married for 13 years. I didn't hear that. I've been on both of the committees.
Thank you, Eric. Mr. Buzzell. Mr. Buzzell's one of our newer members. He wasn't on the police department one, but he's jumped on board on us.
Been a resident of Oakland for 53 years, and I'm not 53, and came when I was 10. Been on the fire department for a few years. I'm on the town council now. I've been in the building industry for forever, and I've worked for Hammond Lumber for 31 years, so quite knowledgeable of materials and building practices.
Thank you, Harold. David.
Dave Groder. I've been a resident of Oakland for almost 30 years now. Heavy in public safety is what I've done my entire life. I'm a deputy chief of the city of Augusta. I've been captain here with the fire department for I think it's like 16 or 17 years now.
Mr. Cox.
I've been living in Oakland for 60 plus years. I'm a retired engineer. Worked on engineering projects for 29, 30 years, engineering projects and management.
One of our engineers. We've got three engineers on this committee. Chief Coughlin.
Dave Coughlin, been a resident of Oakland my entire life, almost 45 years. Kelly did the addition for me. She's the finance. Then on the fire department since 1991, and been the chief for the last 11 years.
Thank you. Boys Stone.
I'm a municipal engineer for the town of Oakland. Been in that position since 2014. Before that, I had an engineering firm, still have an engineering firm, Stone Consulting Engineers in Oakland. So we worked with Oakland for, I think, since 2000.
We're missing a couple of committee members. Rick McKenzie has been with us since the very beginning. Rick's a longtime resident. He lived out on Church Street. He now lives over on Town Farm Road, and he's an engineer. He's also our price estimator on this project. He's in the business, he's been in the business for many years. Started out with Sheridan, and he's now on his own. He's done a heck of a job for us, and done a good job. Don Borman's another person who's he's a council member. He's been on this committee since its beginning. He's not here with us as well. So given that, I'm going to turn the show over to Boyd, and we'll go through the presentation, and I'll let Boyd take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Again, thank everybody for coming today. The whole intent of this meeting is to answer any questions that the public may have about this project. We put together some basic slides about the process we've been through, and the way I like to facilitate meetings is pretty much a constant communication. So if you see something, have a question, don't wait. Just raise your hand or blurt it out, and we'll stop and address any questions as they come along. So what we want to do here today is describe the needs of the facility, describe some of the major deficiencies of this facility, present a historical timeline as to where we've been and where we're hopefully headed, review the design conceptual plans that have been worked on for probably almost 9 months now, and discuss the project budget and then the next steps and the timeline associated with those next steps. So as Gary mentioned, prior to my coming on to this committee, Gary had set up this municipal facilities work where they looked at all the buildings in town and came up with a list of those buildings and which one had the most deficiencies and needed to be addressed. That was done in 2014. Police department was top of the list. This fire station on Fairfield Street was second on the list. So this is a continuation of that, kind of phase 2 of that initial step. This chart, I think, says it all from my standpoint, not being in the fire department or having a lot of contact with fire department personnel as far as the day-to-day activities. I'd actually like to ask Chief's the one that put this together. I think this speaks volumes for where the fire department was when this facility was first built and where it is today. So, Chief, if you wouldn't mind kind of going through some of these information you've gathered.
Real quick, basically put together a comparison of population from the time and number of structures, number of incidents that the department would have responded to, starting in 1955, which is, the era in which this building was constructed and what this building was actually designed to handle. The population of the town was around 1,600 people. There are approximately 1,000 structures. The fire department annually responded to 125 fire-related incidents. And as you can see over the years, comparing with 2017, population is up over 6,000. And that was at the last census, so it's up even from that number now. Number of structures is up over 3,000. Number of fire calls we're responding to or fire-related type incidents up to over 400. And then a piece that didn't even exist in the 1950s was the EMS side of it, the first response for the rescue medical side. That was something that the fire department wasn't involved in, and that didn't start until the early 70s. And so you can see that number shoots up to over 600. So as a whole, the fire department is handling over 1,000 calls a year from this facility that was designed for staff, equipment, and a population of the 1950s. And a lot has changed in that time frame, and that's what we were trying to show here and with this graph.
Anybody have any questions about this before we move on? Some of the things that were looked at by the facilities committee as far as the major changes, again, as Chief alluded to, in 1950, 3,000 square foot station, they had 3 fire trucks at the time. Now modern fire stations, and there have been a number in the area that have been constructed, range anywhere from 12,000 to 15,000 square feet. Fire trucks have increased in size, ladder trucks, support vehicles, and as Chief indicated, rescue was